and welcome to my studio. We are doing the Halloween series, and right now we're going to do the skeleton wreath. And I wanted to do a skeleton that kind of had more of the Day of the Dead feel, something bright and colorful, not scary or anything like that. So I started with a Halloween wreath, and if you don't want to put the trouble into it, you can buy those at Michael's, and they're black and they have some glitter in them. Or if you need to make your own, you can, and it's not that expensive. Go to the thrift store, or you may have some up in your attic, or you know, some old Christmas ornaments that you're done with, or a garage sale would be another great place to find them. Ones that have much Christmas life left to them are perfect to take and spray paint them black. So just an old Christmas wreath, and you only need 1 can of black spray paint, and I buy the cheapest one at Walmart's for like 97 cents, I believe, and spray paint it. And then on their last spray paint, when it's still nice and wet, add your glitter, your fine glitter on top of that, whatever color of glitter you want to use to really kind of add that accent to it. I also did a pastel wreath, which really accents the skeleton and the colors that we used in it. Pastel is really big this year. I did find the ribbon at Joann's, and I have a short video to show you how to tie the ribbon. If you need help with a bow and need a little bit more practice on that, there is a video for that, so check that out. My little skeleton, the jelly guys, I kind of found at Michael's, and then the skeletons were some other places. I really wanted, there is at Dollar Tree, they usually have every year a garland, and it has like 5 little skeletons on it. And they're about that big, and they look like they have all of the bones in them. They're really cool. And I was really hoping to find those before I filmed that, but I didn't. And I really think those would look really cool in this. And I would have liked to spray paint them different colors, maybe to match what I had in here. But unfortunately, I have to shoot these so early, I can't always find my supplies. So that is the basics of it. So we're going to show you how to do the skeleton part of our wreath, and we'll get you going on that. So I took a wooden mask, and this was at Michael's. It was just a skeleton mask, and it had some details on it, so I did a white wash just to get rid of the wood color and make it more skeleton looking. And by wash, I mean adding some water to your white paint and then just brushing that on so it's kind of see-through, especially with this, so it gives his eyes kind of a nice look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow these with the black part first, and those are his teeth. So I'm going to warm my tool up here. Got another tool warming in there, so we'll set that guy aside for a minute, and we're just going to put the teeth on, and we're just following those little lines up, and you don't want to walk them too much further up than what they already are. So we're just pulling those teeth just to make them look like teeth. Alright, so we've got his teeth on. Now I'm going to stick with my black and go ahead and finish it off here. We're going to do the little lines around his nose. And I'm going to switch to my little tool here. I think I'm even going to use the smallest end, the 0. And I am going to start at the top. And I've got a fuzzy on there that's getting wax in other places, so we'll get rid of him. And it's about 3 of those will fit on a side. So 1, 2, 3. And don't get stuck in just my decorations. If you have a computer, type up Day of the Dead. The San Diego Gourd Patch did a meeting where they used that as their theme, and everybody, that was their challenge, so that was a lot of fun. So think of different things like that that you can look at to help inspire you and give you ideas. So on the flowers, I kind of just figured I'm going to be in this area right here, and I'm going to switch to my #1 tool. I'm going to use the larger end. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I don't clean my tools off as well as I should. Now on this flower, I do the sides and the length of it first. Now this is one time where I'm going to let you pull your flower in a little bit faster, or your stroke, because it shortens that and gives it more the petal look. Otherwise, I tell you to slow down. And you don't want your flowers all the time perfectly in a circle. You want them kind of oblong. So we're trying to put the ones out on the edge a little bit longer. Now that we've had that done, I'm going to go ahead and do the curlicues. And the color that I used for the flower was red orange, and this is robin's egg that I'm using here, and I'm just kind of doing some curlies, just a stroke, and just pull it a little bit more curl, and I kind of figure out where it kind of needs to go in with my flower up at top, and pull it in. Pull that there. So we've got that guy, and while we're working with our turquoise color, let's go ahead and do these right under the eyes. And doing this style of art is really nice, works really nice with the stroke technique, or with the wax design. It works really well with that, so that it is always a good thing to use hand in hand with this design. Okay, I need to switch out colors here. We're done with our black. We need to do a little bit of red. So we're going to get our little cotton ball out and pull it apart and absorb up our black. I got these cotton balls that must be jumbo size, because usually I tell you to pull a cotton ball in half, and these I must be pulling them apart in at least 4 pieces. And I'm going to also use red here. So we've got black, and we have red, and we have robin's egg, and we have red orange, and dandelion is our yellow. So we're using all of those colors in our palette. I'm going to scoot that guy around a little bit so I can see what I'm doing now. For that guy to melt, we're going to go ahead and go over to our dandelion here, and we're going to finish the strokes around his nose. So we want this one to go pretty close up to the edge, and then we're going to bring in our red orange, and we're going to pull that right along there. So we've got that part in. And in his nose, we've got some little dots. And the first ones are little red dots inside each of the little strokes that we did. And if you are not familiar with the wax design using the Crayola crayons, I have a YouTube video that is the basics of the wax technique, and we'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to switch over to the bigger size of our 0 tool, and we're going to do the dandelion color in between each one of these on the outside now. If you don't know what to do on a design, don't think about having to do the whole design first. Just start with something that you know you want to do, like start with the nose or start with the flowers or different items like that. Now I'm going to come back in and I am going to do the red dots around the outside of the eyes. And I already did the red orange dots all around the outside of the mask. And so these, we're just going to kind of start where it starts to get fatter. We're going to follow the line of the eyes. You're reloading each and every time. And I'm using the #1 tool, the larger end. And if you slow down, you're not going to get those little tiny flecks. Those are done by going a little bit too fast. So you'll see that I have a few flecks in mine because I'm doing a little bit faster today. If you drop some somewhere, wait for it to completely dry, because if it tries to dry while, or excuse me, if you try to remove it while it's still wet, it's going to smear on you, and you don't want that to happen. So wait for it to dry and then use your hobby knife and remove it. And then if you need to touch it up with a little bit of white paint, you can do that as well. So, but I really like the idea of taking a skeleton head, instead of making it spooky, give it kind of a celebration. Putting all these great colors on it. And it was amazing that I found a ribbon to match it almost perfectly. Okay, so we've got those in, and we're going to go up and we're going to put our red heart in. And I just simply start up there. If you need to draw it on, go ahead and draw it on. You can draw it on with a charcoal pencil if you need to, or pencil, because a charcoal probably will not show up. And I'm going to go to a smaller tool here and finish the heart. And by the way we're going to finish it is we added the stroke, and where our stroke's in, we're just going to start doing dots to complete this heart. But like I always tell you, don't get just stuck in my designs. What are your designs? What do you like to do? What kind of patterns do you see? Maybe you see 3 flowers on the side. You have all of these fun options. So once we've done that heart, we're going to come up at the top and we're going to put our little strokes up here. I start there and then I come over here and do the one next to it, and then go back and fill those ones in between. That way you can keep it a little bit more consistent in size. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom of my heart and put kind of a fleur-de-lis type in there. And you can see all the red flecks. Like I said, if you slowed down, you wouldn't have those nearly as much. And I'm going to do descending dots there, up on the top little guy. And then I am going to switch back to my red-orange. And we want a bigger tool in here. And we're going to put these strokes in the middle of our heart. I should warm that up just a tad more. And while we've got that color out, I'm going to do a descending dot right there. I'm also going to do, I ran one up the side, but I did that, and I changed for each color as I went along. So we're going to come over here, we're going to change to our Robin's Egg Blue. Do a descending dot there. And I'm going to do the next dot here, so I don't want it to be as big, so I'm going to dip it on my second level and then do the dot. So it's the second size smaller. Alright, and I'm trying to figure what else we need in here. We want to add a couple of smaller strokes on the inside of the eye. Some of this wax removed so I don't get a funky color when I pull it off. So we're going to do a robin's egg stroke right in there and one there, and we're going to switch that tool off and we're going to go get some dandelion and we're going to pull it up from there. And then we're also going to finish our dot there. So I dotted it twice before I touched. And we need to finish the center of our flowers. And we're going to do descending dots in our dandelion, just random in the center. So we're just going to load dot, 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 load dot, dot, dot. And we need one more stroke inside of the nose. Great. I think we have everything on him. You can definitely put anything else that you want to. Just continue to grow on the design and make it your own. At this point in time, I would spray varnish it, or if you want it a little bit more durable, put a couple coats of Brush On Triple Thick by Deco Art onto it, and that'll help even make it a little bit more durable. Then we're going to take our glue gun, and we're going to glue just the bottom of the eyes, and it's on low setting, especially when you're working with Google Eyes. And we're going to put these eyes in. So we're just putting the bottom of these right in. It just adds life to him. It just brings him to life. So just at the bottom of this. You also could make this, put this in a pot, make it a centerpiece on the table. You could make it double-sided. You could even glue two googly eyes, one to each side, and make your design the same, or get two masks if you didn't want to try and figure your pattern out. And then I also tied a black ribbon around him. The scissors don't want to cut. I don't know why I cut everything with them. So I'm just going to make him a bow here. Not too big, just kind of to help complete him off or make him look like a little bit more of a bow tie. So we have him all done. And then I just simply took him in, and you can glue some of these little branches over them, or just twist them around it to hold on to it in case you wanted to change it later and do that. But that is our little skeleton wreath, and I hope you had fun with this. If you have any questions, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. For any of the wax tools that we use today, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. There's a YouTube link where you can go find more of these fun videos, and there is also a Facebook link where we post something daily to encourage you to do something new every day. So thank you for joining me today. God bless.